I just really enjoy using my iPhone.
Oh, are you really?
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
But does your iPhone fold?
Why would I want it to fold?
Why wouldn't you want your phone to fold? Come on, it just makes it awesome. Everybody wants these.
Your sales numbers beg to differ.
Ignore the sales, just buy your folding phones. Please buy your phones,
Some things just never change. Let's begin. Samsung. Oh, why do you make this a yearly tradition? Okay, I haven't really reacted to their ads before, and this is actually the first video where I'm going to do it. But if I was actually YouTubing around when they did the Ingenious ads, for example, oh, I definitely would have been making a reaction video right away because they're bad, just like their latest ads that they've released today. To my knowledge, I've counted at least 3 different ads they titled On the Fence. And let's just say Samsung, they don't got it. They ain't ever got advertising. And for some reason, Samsung just has a huge problem trying to figure out what their audience really likes or what users of smartphones like in general. So without further ado, let's just get into these terrible ads that they made because wow, let's be real here. These ads that they made, they've clearly lost touch with their audience. They clearly don't even know what their own audience wants anymore.
Hey, what are you doing up there? You can't sit on the fence.
But on the Samsung side, they have folding phones.
What? Excuse me, Samsung? When do you think Apple users care about folding phones?
Folding phone?
Yeah.
You don't want to leave. We're waiting for all that to come over here.
Why? It's already over there.
Because that's what we do. We wait. We wait.
Okay, yeah, a lot of major problems with that ad. Let's just say, first of all, Apple users are waiting for foldable phones. Yeah, we all are sad because Apple doesn't make foldable phones. Samsung, take a look at your sales numbers. You know this yourself. Foldables, nobody is interested in foldables. So why do you think all of us Apple users who, most of the time, I myself might be more of a tech enthusiast, so maybe I would care more about it, but the fact that I am a tech enthusiast and do not care about foldables, that's kind of saying something. Oh, and let me see, how many people actually want foldables? And I've seen many people walk by. My Walmart has the Galaxy Z Flip, the latest Galaxy Z Flip on display. I pay attention to everybody who walks by and looks at that phone. They have zero interest. In fact, my parents came by one time. We were all shopping at Walmart and we passed by that Z Flip. And I asked them, hey, what do you think of this thing? First thing they saw was the crease and they're like, oh, okay, that's gonna break. I don't trust that product at all. So why do you think that we all want this? We all want foldables. We don't. We don't care about them. You should know this by your sales numbers. These phones aren't selling because, well, it should be pretty obvious that, yeah, the market for foldable phones, it's basically non-existent except for those less than 1%. And if people truly wanted foldables, then you'd already be selling way more than you currently are. But the fact that you can't even convince your own customers, what makes you think that Apple customers want a foldable phone as well if your own customers don't? Oh yeah, and they're trying to make Apple fans look pathetic because we have to wait for Apple to integrate features into their iPhones. There's usually a benefit to waiting for Apple to do it. It's when they do it right. There have been a few cases where they did it wrong, like for example, the always on display. But when it comes to integrating features late, usually it's because they're doing it to get it right. They're not rushing out with a half-baked feature that is a bit of a gimmick, to be honest. No, they're waiting to get it right. So when we do eventually get it, we actually get it done right. So usually there's a benefit to waiting. Meanwhile, with Samsung, there's no benefit to waiting anymore. In fact, actually now, since Samsung's been on a rampage of removing features on their phones, yeah, you know what? I don't think there's a benefit of waiting anymore. Because now if you're waiting for the next Samsung phone, they're just going to remove another feature at this point because that's literally all they've been doing for the past how many generations. Copy iPhone, remove more Samsung features in favor of more iPhone features. Yep, that's how we do it. We basically make an iPhone clone. Oh my goodness, and we're not even through the other 2 ads.
I used to be you. sitting on the fence between Apple and Samsung.
I want to switch, but I'm worried about what my friends will think.
Well, you should be.
I should?
When you pull out your new Galaxy Z Flip 4, people are gonna lose it.
Really?
Yeah. They'll never leave you alone. Oh, that's cool.
Can I see?
I can get used to this.
Be jealous.
Again, nobody cares. To my surprise, even though I do not live in the most populated area, I actually managed to see a Galaxy Z Fold out in the wild. I did not expect to see that, but I saw one out in the wild. And do you want to know everyone's reaction around the Galaxy Z Fold, which is supposedly the cooler version of the foldables compared to the Z Flip and such? You want to know what everyone's reaction was? Notice how I didn't really do anything. Oh yeah, that's because nobody cared. Nobody cares about these things! What are you thinking, Samsung? And if anyone does actually notice and think it looks cool, they think it's cool. Yeah, okay, you can do that. That's cool. How's that useful? Oh, it's just a party trick? Okay, well, I'm over it. Yeah, Samsung, you're not thinking these through. Oh, and may I mention as well that in terms of worried about what your friends would think, now in this ad, they're also trying to take advantage of social pressure because right now this is actually a thing going on in high schools, I believe. Right now, there's a lot of social pressure going on. I hear that around 80% of teenagers are looking to get an iPhone and not an Android. So they're trying to put on this pressure thing where if you don't get an iPhone, then, well, your friends aren't going to like you or something stupid like that. Let's be real here. Why does Apple sell so many iPhones compared to Samsung? It's because people actually want them. And most of the time, these people are not being pressured or pushed exactly to actually get the iPhone. The reason why these kids even want the iPhone in the first place, they're not being bullied into getting iPhones, by the way. The reason why they want iPhones is because they see something that iPhones can do that are actually useful, like for example, iMessage being clearly the superior platform compared to SMS and MMS. Oh gosh, do I hate messaging my Android friends because, oh, they all have Samsungs or something and MMS is super slow and cellular here sucks. It's so incapable. While the iMessage, yeah, every iPhone user loves it, and because it actually is such a good feature in the first place, social groups aren't actually pushing you to buy the iPhone. The iPhone is literally selling itself to you. All you have to do is ask, why do you get the iPhone? And they show off their favorite features. The iPhones are literally speaking for themselves as if, hey, you should buy me because I'm actually great. Meanwhile, Samsung, oh yeah, we can do this party trick where it folds. Yeah, everyone will think you're cool for a hot second and then, oh yeah, back to nobody cares again because foldable phones are really only a tech enthusiast type of thing. Samsung, you're not thinking these through. You just are not thinking these through. Nobody cares about foldables. I don't understand why you think people do. Your own sales data should be able to tell you how much people care about foldables.
Oh, hey. Still on the fence, huh?
Just wanted to see if the grass is actually greener on the Samsung side.
Oh, it's greener. Am I right?
Oh, so green.
Doesn't get much greener than this. See for yourself.
Wow, so this is phone envy.
Well, you know what they say. Green means go. Hi.
You know what? I want to take a deeper dive into this one. Okay, so this one almost gives them a little help in terms of actual advertising. They're showing off using the actual products, but these use cases are not necessarily justifiable. Why? Because most of these phones are extremely expensive anyways, and these use cases that they're trying to come up with, they're literally trying to come up with excuses when you actually have to try to come up with reasons. You have to think hard and try to come up with a reason why the heck somebody wants this, instead of that reason being, oh yeah, that's kind of obvious obvious why somebody would want that feature, kind of showing that that feature's more of a gimmick when you have to come up with the reason in the first place. But anywho, we see here, in this case, she's taking a selfie by just glancing at the camera. Oh, and if you take a look how it's propped up like that, yeah, you should totally spend $1,000 on a mid-range phone just so you can prop it up and take a selfie. Yeah, have you heard of pop sockets? Oh, and also iPhone selfie camera is way better than Samsung selfie camera. Just pointing that out. Then we got this guy here using the Galaxy Z Fold. Now, they're not technically wrong in terms of bigger screen means more room to do things, except, take a look at how he's multitasking. Nobody multitasks this way. Maybe in terms of messaging someone like we see here and watching a YouTube video. Okay, that's more of an actual real use case in terms of what you do on a smartphone and how you can multitask in that way. But dude, how are you looking at pictures, watching a video at the same time? You're trying to consume two different medias at the same time? How the heck does that work? I don't know anyone's brain who's that way, where, oh yeah, we can pay attention to two different medias at the same time, oh, as well as our text. And here's another thing. Despite that, yeah, the Galaxy Z Fold allows a little more screen real estate to be doing this stuff. Oh, be advised, I'm the king of I need a ton of screen real estate to do my stuff, and I'm about to tell you, that's not enough screen real estate to do anything. That's actually smaller than an 8-inch tablet that he's working everything on. And let me tell you, I can barely multitask 2 different apps on an 8-inch tablet. There is no way I can do 3 apps at the same time on a display smaller than 8 inches. And I'm someone who takes advantage of screen real estate. So this use case for the Z Fold, that's really hard. I'm sorry, that's not selling me on it. I typically would not have 3 apps open like that because, well, you got basically everything crammed, and then you gotta figure out to navigate your finger through this extra tiny UI now because you basically shrunk it down to a quarter of the size of the panel. Now, the last thing they bring up is camera performance, and actually for once they didn't mention a single foldable phone feature. That, oh yeah, here's why you should buy a foldable phone. No, here's why you should buy a Samsung phone in general. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie, pictures, they're great. Video, not so much. There's a reason why I left Samsung when it comes to using cameras. There's a reason why I stopped using this guy when it comes to cameras. It's because, oh, this is not good. Like, it is very bad. Very, 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 very bad in terms of camera performance. Okay, yeah, sure, this is an S7 I'm holding right now, but even the latest Samsungs, their video performance, in fact, any Android phone's video performance, it still doesn't even come anywhere close to the iPhone's video performance. So, because of that, yeah, camera, great for pictures, not so much for video. There's one thing I gotta give them credit, though. This ad makes more sense, but in terms of marketing some of their features, again, they're trying to market foldables, and that's the problem. These features aren't useful. They don't justify $1,000 for mid-range specs or $1,800 to $2,000 for actual flagship specs. It just doesn't justify for how frequent you'd be using those features. But their displays and all that, marketing their displays, oh, actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Their displays are actually pretty good. In fact, Apple still buys their displays. Though this green means go thing, I mean, seriously, really? Nobody's just like that. So, once again, Samsung truly has lost touch with their audience. They're trying to market foldables so heavily, and I don't think they've noticed yet because clearly these ads beg to differ. Samsung, your foldables aren't selling, and it's not because, oh, people don't know about these features, so we have to advertise them. Oh, and of course, we have to do our yearly make fun of Apple and Apple people because, well, it's just our tradition. No, the reason why your phones aren't selling is because nobody actually wants them. These features don't matter to them. So, you know, this just shows that Samsung is really desperate because they know they're losing sales and they're losing a lot of money right now because so many people are actually switching to the iPhone as of right now because actually, you know what? The iPhone is a pretty dang good phone compared to the Android competition at the moment because right now, Android can't even think for themselves. They're just making iPhone clones left and right. This is why I made that video about why Android is boring now. They're basically making iPhone copycats and they aren't doing anything original anymore. They're not doing anything to set themselves apart. And Samsung Samsung is trying foldables. We'll set ourselves apart by foldables, except it doesn't help that, okay, clearly nobody wants this. Nobody wants foldables. And nobody is waiting for them to come out. It doesn't matter, Samsung. Clearly, nobody has any interest in foldables. You can probably stop that marketing right now because you're basically wasting money at this point because nobody cares about foldables. And that's where I'm going to leave it right here. Thank you for watching. Do me a favor and interact with the stuff below. My name is DeWolf, Random Alpha, signing out.